Are you ready for the good times, for the bad times, for every single thing in the world? Well, I hope you are, because it's time for Morgan, Gavin's Epic Fun Tales. Oh yes, baby. You know it! Yeah! Hello and welcome to Fantails. And you wanna know what? This is the tale of how. This is the awesome tale of how Floral Kips, Kips, Jove, and Jiku went on an awesome adventure to find the perfect taco stand. Okay, so we're starting this off on 2/17/2025. Kips is at his dad's mech garage because Floral Kip's dad is an awesome badass with 4 right arms, 3 left arms, and a tentacle for a nose. They just whips all over the place. And Kips was like, you know what, Dad? I think it's time that I'm old enough. I need to go on an epic adventure. And Kip's dad was like, sure you do, son. You need to find the best taco in the world. And Kips was like, all right. And then his dad was like, but you know what? You need to find 2 of your friends and go on this awesome burrito journey. And Kips was like, I thought you were telling me I need to find a taco. And his dad was like, no. It's the burrito of destiny. And Kips was like, well, okay, I don't know, but maybe it's because Chipotle or something. And his dad was like, yeah, that's the thing. Chipotle is the burrito of destiny. The destiny of shitting your pants. And Kips was like, okay, let me call my boys Bad Boy Jove and Jiku and see what's going on. So Kips gives him a ring and everything, and Jove's the first one to answer. He's like, yo man, how's it going, boy? I'm 360 no scoping this son of a bitch crab salad right now. Oh, you try to be imposter salad to me. Oh, I don't go for imposter crab. I go for the real shit. And so Jove's in a map on Nuketown 2025, and he's just throwing croutons left and right, nailing these bots in the face, like absolute in the throat. Yeah. And everything's going absolutely batshit crazy. I'm talking 360 no scopes, 420 flipbacks, you know, ollie oxen freeze, shogun axe, everything else, everything. He's become like the Spider-Man of Call of Duty. He's so badass. But Kips was like, dude, turn off the game. We got a quest to go on. And Joe's like, what? Burrito run? And there's just this dead silence. And Kips goes, yeah, definite. Burrito run. Legendary burrito run. We got shit to do. We need one more guy. And Joe's like, man, I got just the guy. So he calls up Jiku, and Jiku's like, yo, what up? I just chilling here with Snoop Dogg, not the Snoop Dogg of now, because he's known as Snoop Lion, but Snoop Dogg is in da 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 da. And Joe's like, dude, alright, put away your damn Snoopy Red Baron shit. Get that freaking Woodstock shit out of the way. We don't need that right now. We're going for a badass burrito run. Why? Because our leader, Floral Kips, is kicking so much ass right now. And Jiku's like, well, how long is this gonna go on? What's involved here? And Joe's like, man, I don't know. I'm not the man with the plan. Floral Kips is. He says we need to go to Chipotle and defeat the 12 evil bastards. And Jiku's like, well, okay, I need to get ready first. So Kips and Jove go over to Jiku's place, and it's about I'm gonna say 7 p.m. 7 p.m. and there's like this awesome laser light show because Led Zeppelin's playing in the background, and there's always going to be an awesome laser light show filled with a literal ocean of hippies just tripping balls going, oh man, you ever think that lasers just slow down just enough to stop and smell the roses, or are they always so much in a spacey tone? And Kips, you know, he's body surfing on the ocean of hippies going, I don't know what's going on, but we need to find these evil 12 evil bastards and everything. Hey, don't touch me there. And one of the hippies is like, oh, don't sweat it, man, we're gonna be awesome, we're gonna be awesome. And Jova and Jiku are like, man, this is bullshit, we're body surfing in a room full of hippies right now. It's 7 p.m. I'm missing my favorite match on. It's, you know, Raid with the Tusken Raiders and Star Wars and Star Cars and everything else that's like Star Wars, but it's like everyone's replaced by cars, and Darth Vader's just a Mack truck with an angry grimace going, and everything else. And suddenly, out of nowhere, Jiku spots the backup leader for Floral Resorts, Skylight. And Skylight's like, dude, over here, I spot one of the 12 evil bastards over there. His name is Bob Stoskins. And Bob Stoskins, you know, he was ordering Chipotle like no one's business. Because, you know what, Bob Stoskins is kind of a dick. He told me to go get a job, and I have a job. It's being a badass. One day, I punched Putin's bear right in the belly button. The belly button. You know, anyone can punch a bear in the face. Anyone can punch a bear in the dick. But I punched him in the belly button. And you want to know what? That bear's belly button, it was an Audi. So it was really, really hard for me because the bear kept on moving around. Putin kept ripping shirt off after shirt and be like, oh, I don't know what's going on here, but you know what, America, you can go fuck off. And everything else, because, you know, Bob Hoskins is a dick. So, Jiku and Jovko get Floral Kips, who at this point had body surfed on the ocean of hippies so far out that by the time Led Zeppelin's Dark Side of the Moon started playing, which was a cover of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, he just kind of went absolutely insane. He's like, what the hell's going on? Dark Side of the Moon. No, I don't want to do this. Dark Side of the Moon. And there were laser lights just slowing down and go, dude, there's a person. There's a person, you know, just tripping. And everything else. And Bob Stoskins goes, aye, boss, well, here's a burrito, chicken and bean. Yeah! Grand Royce, suck it! And, right as the burrito was sailing towards Kip's head, Skylight just pulls out this badass glow-in-the-dark samurai sword that's totally not a lightsaber at all. He's just like, here's a bit of just like exactly like that, and just starts slicing the crap out of the bacon, and the little flecks of it, burrito, and the little flecks of it that pop off turn into little bacon bits, and all of a sudden the hippies, the little ocean of hippies, patches of them, like 5 mile wide patches of them, because, you know, literal oceans of hippies have like billions and billions and billions of hippies turn into these awesome little pugs with these horrifying man faces going every once in a while, and, you know, Kip's like, give me the fuck out of this thing, give me the fuck out of this thing. And so Bob Stoskins is like, oh, you'll never defeat me one bit. And Java's like, fuck you. So he 360 no scopes Stoskins right in the fucking face, and his brains just splatter all over the place, and all of a sudden Zombie Batman goes, justice. And Starlight's like, nah man, I got this. Oh no, you did not. I got this. And all of a sudden, you know, like a couple of nuclear explosions happen because VTOLs are being called in left and right, and all of a sudden Floral Images pops up on Skylight's phone. He's like, dude, I heard we were taking out some badasses and hippies and pugs with Bob Stoskin's face on them, like, justice. And Skylight's like, you're right, man, but Kips is the man with a plan. We need to go find the burrito of legend over at Chipotle. And so Images is like, alright man, alright, just let me do a couple of things first and I'll be good to go. And Kips is like, okay man, alrighty. So after a couple of hours, which it's now 10 p.m. On a Wednesday night, sorry I gotta take notes here. Images is alright. He's got his rucksack, he's got everything he needs, he's got his nades, he's got his Betties, he's got his shock charges, he's got his shotgun and sniper rifle for like when he decides to do a 360 no scope knack swap really quick. He's also got himself a Dora the Explorer a skin on, which, you know, is meant to deceive people into thinking that, holy shit, this thing's gonna go down, I'm gonna win this match. But it's a lie, it's a lie. They're not gonna win it because the Dora the Explorer is just a skin and the guy controlling the model is actually Images. So Kips rounds up the guys. He's like, hey, alright, we beat Bob Stoskin, but we still have 11 more idiots to go. I don't know why there's 11 evil bastards in the world right now, but apparently it's something that needs to be done and everything else. This might take us a while, but you want to know what? We just defeated Bob Stoskins, and if I remember right, he started in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and by the way, Roger Rabbit's the next son of a bitch we need to do, and that son of a bitch is a giant fucking bunny with a tuft of hair and overalls on, and he's going to go, please, don't do that to me, and everything else. So we need to be on our best way. So Images VTOL picks them up. It was piloted by this really nice male man named Steve. Steve is like in his 20s, kind of punk rockish. He's got a thing going on with the missus back home in Indiana. They're having a bit of a tough. The baby's about to be born, and Steve's always on the job because, you know, Images is always calling him into work, and his VTOL only gets so many miles per the gallon, like 2 miles per gallon, which is really fucked up. But when you consider that the VTOL itself is solar powered, you know, it kind of trades off. Anyways, so Kips, Jove, GQ, Skylight, and Images are in his VTOL right now, and you know, they're going over the battle plan because, you know, Kips has this map of, you know, their particular galactic arm, and they're like dots all over the place, kind of like in Mass Effect 2 with the map thing and everyone. Anyways, where the fuck did I put that water? Oh shit, it's over there. Anyways, come on, take. Beep. So as I was saying, Kips has got this awesome map out, and Jove's pointing out this really irregular shape. It's like a crescent moon with a battle axe stabbed into it, and the man in the moon is like, "You're my home, motherfucker, what the fuck?" Anyways, Joe's like, okay, so what's over here? And Kips goes, that is Chipotle. That is Chipotle corporate, man. We can't trust those guys. They will sell us food that will make us vomit, blood, shit, plasma, and crap lightning all at the same time. And Jico's like, oh man, that sounds painful. And Skylight's like, well, I guess so, but why don't we just go straight there instead of having to deal with these idiots? And Kips is like, that's because each of these 11 remaining evil bastards has a piece of a gem that we need to put together, so that way, you know, we can, you know, pass for one of them. And Images is like, so what, are you talking about like a giant jackhead? And Kips is like, exactly. And Images is like, well, I know exactly where to get that, but it's in pieces, you know, carried by these 11 evil bastards. And hold on, evil bastards. I have to make notes so that way I can keep track of what the fuck's going on. And Kips kind of gives him a what the fuck look. And because that's exactly what the hell they're doing. They're collecting these 11 pieces of a mask so that way they can get into Chipotle corporate, so that way they can defeat the burrito of legend. So the first stop is to a McDonald's over in what's known as Georgia Land, but it's really just a defunct Radio Shack gone out of business and taken over by a combination of Redbox, Blockbuster, and America Online Demo Disc that have somehow gained sentience when they combine to form like a really deluxe version of Voltron, defender of your hamburger from last Tuesday. And so they get in and Voltron's like, I'm pissed, what the fuck do you want? We got cables, we got CDs, we got other bullshit that don't really matter much. And Gibbs is like, we need a light bulb. And Voltron's like, well, we got all kinds of light bulbs. We got EF, we got DFL, we got DSR and XPA and everything else. We even got like a tiny little jelly bean that's shaped like George Bush's forehead when he's really concentrating. And Deku's like, well, dude, what about, why do you sound like Uncle Ruckus from Boondocks? And, Voltron's face mask lifts up, and it's actually Uncle Ruckus. He's like, well, I was just, I got sick of all them Freemans and everything else, and I just don't like black people. It's strange. And Skylight's like, whoa, we just want a fucking light bulb. We don't need your goddamn backstory. And Voltron's face mask lowers down. It's the kind of sound that leads you to believe that it's really depressed about something. Either that or it's just hydraulics and you're trying to put more emotion into the whole entire thing than is actually, oh, hi, how's it going, friend? Than is actually necessary. So, Voltron sells them this really specific, hold on, I got fucking nose hair. There we are. Really specific nose hair. And Joe's like, dude, what's this all about? And then it's just like, don't you get it? The nose hair is a piece of the mask. And Floral Kips gives Morbid a call. Morbidity. And he's like, yo, Morbidity 77. Oh, what's up, man? We need locations on the next piece of the mask, so that way we can go to Chipotle and fight off the burrito of legend. And Morbidity's like, man, I'm at a funeral, bitch. I don't need this bullshit. We got people dying left and right, and there's some asshat in a clown mask and ice cream truck just going around zapping people, laughing his ass off. And it ain't even the Joker, man. It's just some asshole with a flaming head. And it's like, and Kips is like, I got it. It's Sweet Tooth, right? It's gotta be Sweet Tooth. And Morbid is like, yeah, I guess he's selling me ice cream. And Kips is like, do not take the ice cream, man. Do not. Whatever you do, do not. And he hears Morbidity on the phone go, yeah, I'll take the Spider-Man ice cream because you know what? I hear it's really explosive. And you hear this. And then all of a sudden you hear an explosion and it's just like, Morbidity! And so he turns to the other guys, Jove, Jiku, Skylight, Images, and he goes, alright, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go after Sweet Tooth because he's the next evil bastard and he has the flaming head of doom. That's right, the flaming motherfucking head of goddamn doom. He made off with Morbidity 77. He sold him an exploding Spider-Man ice cream pop, and you know what? We need to avenge him. We need to avenge him. So that's what they did. They it took them about a week. Hold on, need to make notes. So it took them about a week to get there, which put them, just in the early hours of the 24th, at around 4 a.m., they find out that Sweet Tooth's been bunking at this abandoned haunted skate park where, you know, a bunch of Tony Hawk clones have been, you know, practicing their ollies, but since they're not the genuine article, they've hold on a tick. But since they aren't like the genuine article, they only get about half the ollie, then fall over, and then for some reason they've got this weird glass bone thing going on, so they're like kind of curly cues and kicks them in the ass, by which I mean their foot literally gets stuck in their ass and they end up, you know, curling up even more and breaking their spine, and then they're kind of banned from the sport because they're, you know, clones and they're not that good, and they keep getting sued by, I don't know, ABC News 7 because they keep thinking, oh my god, Tony Hawk, Tony Hawk, Tony Hawk, they're gonna pull off like a 360 flip foot fuck nut and everything else. So Kips and Jove, you know, they equip themselves with EMP grenades and shock charges because they know that Sweet Tooth's gonna pull out that giant robot truck mech and everything else. So it's really just a matter of time. Meanwhile, Jiku and Skylight, they, you know, go around the back. One second. So Kips and Jovi are equip themselves with the EMP grenades and shock charges, and they go to the sides. Because they know that Sweet Tooth is going to be, you know, he's going to pull out that giant truck mech and everything else. Meanwhile, Jiku and Skylight, they go around the back and try to flank Sweet Tooth, and they've also equipped, you know, high-powered sniper rifles and everything. Meanwhile, Images kind of decides to equip a couple of RPGs as well as stay within the VTOL, so that way he can like provide cover fire for when Sweet Tooth tries to, you know, outmaneuver him. So they've got him surrounded. Sweet Tooth's, you know, a flaming-headed, fiery-headed son of a bitch. It was really psychotic. And all of a sudden, Kips, you know, gives the signal like go 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 and everything else. So he and Jove like launch a couple of EMP grenades into the open passenger window of Sweet Tooth's truck, as well as plant shock charges like right in front of it. Then they head back while Jiku and Skylight take out the rear tires, as well as take out the spring connecting the giant head and everything. With the sniper rifles, and then Images, you know, unleashes hell with the RPGs and everything else, and unloads every piece of VTOL ammo that he has at his disposal. Meanwhile, Steve's wife is bitching at him because there's a pot roast in the oven, and Steve, once again, is being called into action. But you know what? It's to take down Sweet Tooth and gain Sweet Tooth's mask for entry into Chipotle. So all this is going on for about an hour, which puts our heroes at about 5 a.m. The sun's just about to rise. The Tony Hawk clones have all but killed themselves. There's just one left, the actual Tony Hawk, and he's just kind of doing his thing, doing a kick flip and everything else and whatnot. And suddenly he nails it, but at the exact moment he lands the 920, you know, a stray bullet just knocks him in the head, and meanwhile there's a spare pterodon going and everything else. So all of a sudden Sweet Tooth wakes up. He's like, yo, what's going on? Why are you guys attacking me? And Kips is like, dude, you killed Morbidity, you son of a bitch. And Sweet Tooth's like, well, yeah, I mean, he was stealing my shit. And Kips and Joe's like, well, we thought you were selling him a Spider-Man ice cream pop. And Sweet Tooth's like, well, yeah, I was just doing my job. I'm an ice cream man. What the hell do you want? And Jiku's like, we want your mask, man. We want your fucking mask because we're trying to get to Chipotle, and it's in Georgia and everything else. And Sweet Tooth's like, you want my mask, but it's actually my face. Are you guys high or something? And Skylight's like, no, man, we're not high. we're not high, but apparently before the mission even started, he like smoked like a shit ton of bowls. We're not talking like a regular bowls, we're talking like the huge ass bowls, like about the size of this. And you know, he was still kind of coming down, but instead of being a fiery headed asshat like Sweet Tooth normally is, he just turned out to be the milkman from down the street that was just doing his job. So Skylight's like, whoa, 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 back down, back down, back down. And Sweet Tooth gets a call from Floral Lush, who's like, dude, did you get done with the milk delivery yet? Because we have a bowl of Rice Krispies and we don't have our milk yet. And apparently you're still down at the fucking highway in the skate park again with all those goddamn Tony Hawk clones. And where the fuck is the milk? What? We don't got milk. We want milk. We don't got milk. We have Rice Krispies. How can we have Rice Krispies without milk? Because we need those Rice Krispies to talk to us, so that way we know exactly what the fuck to do when the giant mechs come and attack us. One sec. So, Sweet Tooth, whose actual name is Stilts McGivin, was like, I'm sorry, man. I got a group of people just kind of started attacking me out of nowhere. I was in my milk truck taking a quick nap. All the Tony Hawk clones, you know, they're dead. And you hear disappointment in Lush's voice. He's like, no, fuck you, Sweet Tooth. And Stilts McGivin is like, what? Where the fuck are you getting Sweet Tooth from? My name's Stilts McGivin. And Lush is like, fuck you, Sweet Tooth. And he's like, oh, well, okay. You're fired. You're not even my boss. Fuck you, I called corporate. Well, okay then. I'm freelance. Fuck you, you're banned. I'm like, well, what the hell's going on? So, Kips grabs the phone from Stilts McGivin. He's like, dude, Lush, do you know where the next evil bastard is? We've already got, you know, Bob Stott's skins and now Sweet Tooth's mask, and we need the other guy. We have like 10 of these little assholes left. And Lush thinks for a moment. He's going over his notes. He's doing his homework. So it's like, I know where the next guy is. You need to go back to the defunct Radio Shack. And all of a sudden you hear this massive, massive groan behind. No, I can't believe this bullshit. What the fuck is going on? And so Kips is like, well, people, calm down. We got a plan. We need to knock this out as fast as humanly possible. And that's where I'm going to end it tonight. I need to make a couple more notes. So, thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Because I'm always uploading new content for you to enjoy. And as always, I will see you like a beast in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Hello YouTube, hello Facebook, hello the world overall. My name is Morgan Gavin and this is what's on my mind. Are you ready? Because here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Boop. Hello and welcome back to part 2 of the Burrito of Legend. Now, if you haven't noticed a trend here, it's because I'm using all the rosters, the whole entire thing of people that are in the Floral Resorts. Oh god, it is really hot. Anyways, last we left Kips, Joel, and Jiku. They had just taken out Sweet Tooth. They had gotten his mask, and I need some fun stuff. So, Lush tells Kips Joel and Jiku that, you know, the the next evil bastard that you have to defeat is back over at the defunct Radio Shack. But it's not the same defunct Radio Shack. It sprouted legs, so it has to keep going. That is not a good feeling. So, Kips takes stock of how everyone's doing, and they aren't feeling too well. Skylight and Images, you know, even though they didn't really do much, they kind of sprained one of their ankles each. With Images, it was the left one. With Skylight, it was the right one. So they had to call an ambulance, which unfortunately didn't deliver pizza to the construction site that they were in. Meanwhile, Morbidity and Notlush, you know, they had their own thing going on. They had like a COD game to get to. It was kind of a Midtown Rush kind of deal. So, after taking care of Skylight and Images, which they caught a ride from Not Lush's neighbor, and he was like, yeah, come on in, I'll take you to where you need to go. Kips, Jove, and Jiku, you know, they said their goodbyes, and they traveled for another 7 days, which would put us at the 30th, or, yeah, which would put us at the 30th, actually the 31st, at around, like, I'm gonna say 4:45 p.m. It's on a Wednesday, and they get back to the defunct Radio Shack, and the first thing they notice is that the Voltron, the, you know, crappy deluxe Voltron that wasn't there at first, he's behind the counter working on something. He wasn't in the telemood to tell Kips what he was and wasn't working on. He was like, hey, I'm making pancakes. And Kips was like, alright, pancakes. And GQ and Joe were like, hey, we're looking for like 10 evil bastards. We've already got Bob Hoskins and Sweet Tooth down. We just need 10 more. Do you know where another evil bastard is? And, you know, Voltron's playing it cool. He's like, oh no, boy, I don't know where no evil bastard is. You want to have some flapjacks? And, you know, they were like, no, man, we just need to know where the hell the next evil bastard is. And Voltron keeps pressing, you want some flapjacks? Like, you know, these flapjacks were the stuff of legends that if Kips, Jove, and Jiku had those flapjacks, then it would just be the most mind-blowingly awesome thing in the world. So it just keeps inching closer and closer and closer, going, you want some flapjacks? 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 And Kips goes, fine, fuck it, we'll take your goddamn flapjacks. And he's like, yay! Now I can pay for my robotic hamster ball. Party over here. And so they're eating the flapjacks, and all of a sudden Voltron goes, you know, I may be the fan of the universe, but fuck you, those aren't flapjacks. Those are cow pies. And Jiku goes, oh, you son of a bitch, you are such an evil bastard. And Voltron's like, that's right, motherfucker. I'm the fan of the universe and an evil bastard. What the fuck you gonna do? And they're like, alright, we're gonna defeat you. So, out of, you know, Kip's magic satchel, he pulls out, like, a grenade with legs and arms, like, really, really beefy arms. Like, the only thing the grenade actually focused on whenever he went to Gold's Gym is, like, arm day. So he's like, I am a grenade! Look at me be mighty! Ugh! And so the grenade, you know, lobs itself at Voltron. Voltron just swats it out of the air. Meanwhile, Kips pulls out, like, this old Pontiac Grand Am, like a tiny toy model of it, and it's got like this badass mohawk, one eye hanging out the side of its, you know, headlight, the theme from Tailspin plays every time it honks the horn. A whole bunch of different things about it. And the Grand Am's like, "Hey, I'm a Grand Am. Look at me, big Grand Am," and everything else. And Kips is like, "I'm gonna throw this Grand Am at you," and he throws the Grand Am at Voltron. Voltron's like, "No, a Grand Am. I'm a giant space bot. What are you gonna do with the Grand Am?" And the Grand Am's like, "I'm gonna run into your throat repeatedly. We gonna have some fun." Hold on. Is it recording? Yeah, recording. And so Voltron's like, "No, Peach, get back here," because a tiny Pidgey, appeared on his phone. He's like, "Oh my god, I'm playing Pokemon Go. Where are my Pokeballs?" And the Pokeballs just dropped from beneath his legs, and he's like, "I'm going through robot puberty. Ow!" And for some reason, his voice transformed itself into a not Michael Bay movie with explosions, and turned into Uncle Ruckus for some reason. So there's this fat version. Hi, friends. Hi. Get back. Oh, fuck. So there's this fat version of Voltron, and he's kind of heavy set. He's in the wheelchair. He's going, "Voltron, defender of the universe." And all of a sudden, Space Batman's like, "Space Justice!" And Kip's like, "Where the fuck did you come from?" And Space Batman's like, "My parents are dead." And, there's like a lot of undue drama at this point. Meanwhile, Joe looks around the corner and he sees an evil bastard. It's dressed like V from Vendetta if V was like a giant, morbidly obese clown, and all those colorful, but the clown was albino, and all those colorful splotches weren't that puffy shirt. They were just, ketchup, mustard, relish, blueberry jam, syrup, orange soda, a whole bunch of ugly stuff. And the clown's like, "Viva Victoria! I'm gonna throw a pie." And he rears back and he starts to throw the pie, and all of a sudden, Joe's like, "Watch out!" And before the pie even leaves his hand, Floral Distant tosses a ballistic knife, and back of it, the part with the trigger, hits the clown in the head. The ballistic knife fires back at Distant. It misses him by a millimeter, and then nails a second clown that is getting ready to do horrible, awful balloon tricks with parts of Distant that are better left out of the story. And Distant's like, "Yeah, badass like that." And both clowns explode into piles of confetti and fire, because that's all they are, confetti and fire. They don't teach you that in clown school, but that's truly what they are. Hold on. So, Jiku's like, "Distant, where the hell you been, man? Where the hell you been?" And Distant's like, "Dude, I found a couple of evil bastards. They were powerful. They had these giant super moves. One was called a Kame Hadouken Serious Punch, and the other was like, a Rob Schneider DVD thrown at me at half the speed a DVD needs to be thrown." Anyways, the DVD hurt really, really bad, but I didn't stay around for the Kame Hadouken Serious Punch. And Kips goes, "Well, okay, man, okay, I got this. We need to defeat Fat Voltron over there, because he's giving us blueberry pancakes, but they aren't blueberry pancakes. They're cow pies. And we sat there for an hour and a half eating what we thought was pancakes, but they turned out to be cow pies." And Distant was like, "Motherfucking evil bastard." And Joel was like, "I know, right?" And Chico's like, "Well, what we need to do is we need to go over to Fat Voltron and pound his ass in, because right now he's chasing a Pidgey, but he's in a wheelchair, and the wheelchair wheels are rusted, so he's not really going anywhere. He's just swiping Pokeballs, just, yeah, bruh, and so, distance like, well, okay, man, okay. We can do this. We can do this kind of thing. So they tried to, go over to Fat Voltron. Ooh. Fat Voltron's like, what do you want? I'm in the middle of having chicken wings and barbecue sauce. And Distance like, dude, we need that Pidgey. Don't catch that Pokemon. We need that Pidgey. And, Voltron's face mask opens up, and it turns out that it's Floral Cluey's. And Cluey's is like, fuck you, man, I need this. And then he shuts the faceplate again. He's like, bitch, I'm a defender of the universe, motherfucker. Get my bourbon. Crap hands. And all of a sudden, his two robot hands turn to giant turds, and they act like drills. And so Kips is like, oh my god, I can't believe Cluey's would do that to us, And Distance like, well, I did. I actually bet with Ice Fossa a while back about, how this crap might have been going down. And Ice Fossa was like, dude, Cluey's is totally going to dress up like Fat Voltron at a defunct Radio Shack on 3/31 at 4:45 p.m. and he's just gonna mess with a whole bunch of people. Also, he has a strange addiction to blueberry pancakes, and Cluey's is like, I'm borrowing the shit out of this place, and Gibson is like, you're right, you are. What the fuck is that? And he's like, petrified shit drills. Nah. I just got what I said, and I'm kind of horrified. Oh god, no, my pen, my magical pen, the fucking thing there. Oh, there it is. Come on. Alright, I got my pen back. And, Distance like, yeah, man, yeah, I get it, He's been acting a little strange. I don't know why they turned him into an evil bastard like they did, but apparently he's more powerful than ever. Because, he's got Hyper Beam and Ice Chest. And, Kips is like, well, what do you mean ice chesticles? And Cluey's like, I've got frozen boobs, woo! And, he goes to reveal them, and all they are just two ice cubes, hastily scotch taped to the middle of his chest. Not even hastily done, too. It's just like, right there. And he's like, ice boobs! And Distance like, dude, don't even, man, don't even. We just need the Pidgey, and then we can leave you on your way. After all, aren't you on your way to raid from Nuketown? And he's like, yeah, man, yeah. Totally. Hold on. So, Distant, he kind of coddles Cluey for a bit, and he's like, dude, we really don't want to destroy you, but we are going to have to rip off that evil robot armor off you. And Cluey's like, help me, it's so cramped, and Pidgey keeps touching me in places behind the knee. Why does he keep touching me behind the knee? And Pidgey's like, because you're a fucker. And Pidgey's just not very nice at all. So the first thing they do is, they pull out the magic sword from Kips's satchel, and he's like, by the power invested in me, fuck you. And all of a sudden, Eon's ER pops out of nowhere, out of like the second half of the split apart Voltron armor, and he's like, oh god, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I can't believe I've been stuck in that fat Voltron armor with Cluey's for 5 years now. 5 years. You have no idea. He keeps shoving pancakes in my face. I'm like, I don't want any pancakes. I don't want any pancakes. You keep making pancakes. You keep telling me, you want pancakes? And I'm like, no, I'm full. I've already had too many pancakes as it is. And it's just been messed up. I have never shit so many blueberries before in my life. It's like I'm constantly eating Smurfs. That's how blue my shit is. It's depressed. It's emotionally unstable. It is poop from the emo side. And all of a sudden in the distance you hear, hello, how are you? Da 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 do I've gotta take a blue poo and I say just what to know, because it's everyone just gotta be like this, because everyone's so hello from the blue poop side. And it turns out that, you know, ER was like holding in a massive Smurf turd for the longest time, because he had just snarfed down a bag of marshmallows, and then this blueberry pancake madness happened, and all of a sudden, you know, there's a blue piece of shit ready to just be launched out like the world's laziest TIE fighter. And Kips is like, well, we need to get you to the bathroom, and he's like, too late, I used the left leg. And Clue's like, oh, that's what smells so bad. And he's like, yeah, and I used the right leg. Oh. And Clue's like, why, man? Why, ER? Why did you do that? And the answer's like, because Harambe, motherfucker, Harambe. And so, you know, they take the shit puke filled right leg of Fat Voltron, and you know they've got Bob Hoskins' hat, Sweet Tooth's mask, and now Fat Voltron's puke shit filled left leg. It was the right leg, but then they dumped the puke shit into the left leg, and you know, stuffed inside Kips's satchel. Also, they left the sword there because after a while it started quoting, showing Adam Sandler movies, and no one needed that bullshit. Absolutely no one wanted that kind of thing. So they're traveling for about 3 days. So April 4th, and they get to this broken down 7-Eleven mobile weapons platform, you know, with Gatling slushy machines and cauldrons filled with weirdly boiling nacho cheese, and there's a guy named Tad in the corner who all he does is flip through the same magazine, but not even just the whole magazine. It's actually just one page. Like, he keeps on going, ha 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 ha, and you know, after a while, ER goes, you know what? That's the guy. That's the guy you need. His name's Tad, and he's kind of a recluse, but he's a really evil bastard. And Kips is like, he doesn't seem that bad, you know. He's giving me a discount card for Amazon Prime, and I need that shit because I've got editing to do, and there's this new version of Sony Vegas. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Tad just up and Rochambeaus the shit out of Kips, like right in the crotch, like in such a way that if two steel statues were nearby, they would instantly gain sentience and buckle over from just how much pain they would be in if Tad, the mobile weapons 7-Eleven clerk, decided to just up and knee them in the crotch, just like. And everything else, and he's like, I'm an evil bastard, bitch, what the fuck you want? And Jiku goes, dude, we need your monster truck magazine. He's like, no, I need it to flip the page on. That's my only existence worth go. Flipping that page is over and over. If I don't, the moose will come through the slush machine, and all my Transformers toys will turn into Harry Potter books, and no one wants to live the Prisoner of Azkaban toilet scene ever again. Fuck that ghost. Fuck that ghost so hard. And then all of a sudden in the distance they hear and all of a sudden they see a giant badass marshmallow man go, who's afraid of no ghosts? And Kips is like, fuck this. So he pulls out the sword again by the power of By the power invested in me, fuck all of you. And so the Marshmallow Man burst into two, you know, smaller caramel men, and like, we're gonna stick all over you. We're gonna be like your worst, you know, worst Facebook friends ever. The ones that comment on pictures that have nothing to do with them and they don't know the context behind the situation. Yeah, those guys, we're stuck on you. And so the two caramel guys, you know, they lob themselves at Kips, and he's thinking to himself, holy fuck, what the shit? One tick. When all of a sudden, you know, Mikey FR pops into the frame with like twin Gatling flamethrowers, which is the most oxymoronic thing in the world for him to have. But you know what? Gatling flamethrowers, how badass is that? And there are two of them. So he turns the two caramel guys into like sopping puddles of blood and gore. Because apparently they weren't made entirely out of caramel. They were just two guys that happened to be dropped into a bath of caramel, and they were just wanting to give Kips a hug, a sticky hug that would have attracted ants. So, Jiku like runs over to Mikey, and he's like, "Mikey, buddy, pal, where the hell have you been?" And at this point, you know, Distant Clues in ER, you know, they had their own things to do, you know, and Mikey's like, well, I've been standing here all day just waiting for you guys to get here, because you want to know what? Battling, you know, giant marshmallow men from crappy Ghostbusters reboots, it's not the greatest thing in the world. And you know what? I believed in the power of Harambe, and it just got me through. Also, that defunct Radio Shack, Bat Voltron gave me the sweet ass deal on these twin Gatling flamethrowers. So, you know what? How is Bat Voltron doing anyways? And Kips silently just points to Clues and ER, and he's like, they were Bat Voltron. And Mikey's like, no way, really? Holy shit, I did not even know that was possible. Oh, that's great. So, where to next? And Job is like, well, we got Bob Hoskins' hat, Sweet Tooth's mask, Voltron's left shit puke-filled leg, and I guess we can take the weirdly inappropriate Ghostbuster sign that happens to be shaped at like this one YouTuber Keemstar's asshole, because you know he has a thing for him, and all of a sudden it hits Kips like a bolt of lightning out of the blue. Like, that's exactly where we need to go, man. We need to go over to Keemstar, because you know he's the 9th evil bastard that we have to face. So they like bring out their smartphones, and you know they're on Twitter like texting Keemstar, "Fuck you, you evil bastard! Give us your fucking beard. We need your beard. Also, fuck you, you bearded bastard." So they wait a while, and after like a couple of days, it is now like the 8th of April, and it's like late into the night. Hold on. Anyways, and Mikey looks back at Clues and ER, and they're getting into distance. Magic fart helicopter. It's powered by farts. Everything is just powered by farts and disappointment and Golden Globe nominees or nominations. Because that's just how Hollywood works. So they get to, you know, Mikey's like, well, hold on, we need to do something special here. And so all of a sudden, hentai genre is like, dude, what's up? Tentacle porn. And everyone just freezes, their faces just go, everything else. And meanwhile, Tad's on the 7-Eleven platform going, "Ah, fuck you, eat my cheese." And Kips is like, "This is not the time, Mikey. This will never be the time." And Mikey's like, "Cow, well, fuck you." Sorry, Tad, not Mikey. And Mikey's like, "What the fuck did I do? That guy's over there insulting you." And Kips is like, "Not the point. You're the direction I'm facing," and I got confused. Meanwhile, in the distance, hentai genre is just riding a giant wave of razor blade lined tentacles. And he's like, "Yeah, tentacle surfing, hoo hoo!" And then a flock of ninjas flaps his way like, "Ah, we got just like this, just uneven flapping all over the place." And they're like, "We're gonna dive, Koto no Jutsu, tampon string." And so the ninjas are diving at Ice Fossa, and shit's just getting fucking insane. Like, even Mikey's having a tough time setting the assholes on fire, and they're like, "We're just innocent babysitters." And Mikey's like, "Fuck you, you're flying ninjas, asshole, that's kind of worse." And one of the ninjas is like, "Well, I'm a spider." And Mikey just pauses for a minute, brings out an actual Gatling gun, and just rips that son of a bitch apart. Because if there's one thing worse than a spider, it's a ninja spider. And if there's one thing more terrifying than that, it's a ninja spider that flies. But the ninja behind him goes, "Oh yeah, well, I'm a clown." And Kips just presses a button and unleashes a torrent of nuclear fire that ultimately obliterates the clown ninja. And that's exactly where I'm gonna end this episode. So, time for the outro. Boop. Peace. So, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, hit that like button, and if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, because I'm always uploading new content for you to enjoy. And as always, I will see you like a beast in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Are you ready for the good times, for the bad times, for every single thing in the world? Well, I hope you are, because it's time for Morgan, Gavin's Epic Fun Tales. Oh yes, baby, you know it. Yeah!
Hello, and welcome back to the Legendary Burrito. Yeah. Okay, so it has been a good couple of days since I've done some recording about this awesome thing, and it's gonna be absolutely fucking amazing. As you can tell, new backdrop, because you wanna know what? We don't do shit half-assed. No, we go down the middle, and then we go classic with fucking epic. Alright. Okay, so where were we? So Kips, Joel, and Jiku have been on the road for quite some time, about 8 days to be exact. So it's April 8th, 2025, 8:30 p.m. There's only 9 evil bastards left. So they're walking along this path. It's like heavily forested and everything. And out of nowhere, Floral X Josh pops out. He's just this awesome army commando dude, just decked out in all this flowery bullshit. It's like he ran into a flower shop covered in super glue, and he just twisted around like and everything. And he's like, guys, I found the next evil bastard. You're not going to believe where it is. You are not going to believe where it is. And Kips is like, dude, whoa, slow down. What's up? And Jiku, you know, he's doing his own thing. He's like, got all the right hookups and all the right connections and everything. And, hold on a tick. All the right connections, and he's, you know, kicking a whole bunch of ass, like no tomorrow on, you know, Brick Breakers. The iPhone is like, yeah, Brick Breakers, and all of a sudden Floral X just like slaps the phone out of his hand, then backhand GQ like, this is more important than Brick Breakers, man. This is so much more important. And Kips is like, whoa, man, why are you so cracked out? Why are you on mat? You need to lay off the mat. You need to fucking lay off the mat. And Josh is like, dude, no, I'm not on that. I just found the next evil bastard. He's just a couple miles down the road. I have my fucking hoverboard, just one hoverboard. Come on, we all need to pile up like some weird Russian trampoline team. And we need to go 2 miles an hour as fast as we possibly can down the road to that evil bastard. And so, you know, they start to get on it. The hoverboard's a little bit wobbly. It's the one from Back to the Future, not that fucking exploding one with the damn wheels. And for that you see douchebags, you know, just like me and everything. No, it's not that one. So they're blazing down the road at an astounding rate of 2 miles an hour. The wind barely rushing through their hair, bugs easily missing their faces by a wide margin. I mean, they're only going 2 miles an hour, really. And Jiku's like, so where's this evil bastard? What's his deal? Who is it? And he's like, you're not gonna believe who it is. It's Joe Piscomo. And Kips is like, you mean the Eskimo dude who pisses on the igloos? And Josh is like, exactly. This guy is fucking amazing. Joe Piscopo, you know, he's just gonna go all over the place, whiz on all the igloos out there, causing holes, meltdowns, all kinds of things. People's homes are gonna start fucking smelling of piss and angry army veteran and everything else. I've been spotting this dude all over town, just whizzing all over the place, and he's a fucking evil bastard. And also, he has an Eskimo kiss that we need. And all of a sudden, Joel's like, whoa, an Eskimo kiss? I don't do that kind of shit. I don't do no fucking nose ring. No. And Josh is like, I can't believe I gotta say this, but you don't really have a fucking choice in the matter. Man, you really just do not. You have to go over there, grab that Eskimo kiss, punch him in the fucking schnoz, because that's how Eskimo kisses turn deadly. You get punched in the schnoz after you go, and everything else. So, one tick. So they're continuing on this awesome quest. They're like halfway there at this point. Like, it's now 9:30 at night, because apparently 2 miles an hour is just absolutely fucking insane. And so they get to this, you know, awesome ice castle. Like, no lie, it is the most amazing fucking thing anyone has ever seen. It's like 400 stories tall, 300 miles wide. There's a picture of, there's a giant statue of Donald Trump, only except it's physically accurate. He has the most microscopic hands in existence. Like, if, say, like, this is normal hands, his hands would be, like, way over here. So he's like, hi, Donald Trump here. And all of a sudden, they see, like, this fiery, red, glowing stream of urine just smash into a igloo, and the thing just obliterates. Think like a tree in a nuclear blast, point blank range, just whoosh. And then there's a backdraft, and it just goes back and forth, and people inside are like, what the fuck is going on here? What? And all of a sudden Kips is like, dude, Josh, you best be thinking that this evil bastard's piece of whatever, crap, junk, shit, fuck, no, butter bowls, can lead us to the Legendary Burrito. And he's like, and Josh is like, whoa, dude, whoa, I would never fuck you over. I would never fuck you over. CMTN might, because, you know, me and him have been having this rivalry to see who could find the biggest evil bastard out there. And you know what? He found a whale over at Las Vegas, a literal fucking whale over at Las Vegas, gambling away 2 cents a pop. And the casino owners are like, oh my god, this guy's a fucking whale, he's got a big spender going on. And Kips is like, well, I don't know how to handle this right now, because right now we're facing off against Joe Piscomo and his legendary fire stream of piss that's melting the shit out of homes everywhere. And even though this would be a much hilarious situation, that fucking piss stream of hell is red. That's not healthy. He needs to lay off the spicy peppers. Let's go punch him in the schnoz and steal his Eskimo kiss. Jove, you're doing this bullshit. And Jove is like, no motherfucking way I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I can't be the one responsible for punching a fucking Joe Piscomo. And Jiko's like, dude, whoa, chill. He's not an actual Eskimo. He's just, you know, this guy with fiery piss. That's pretty much the whole entire thing. And Josh is like, come on, you got this. You just go over there, rub your nose up against him. And Joe's like, whoa, if I do that without his permission, isn't that like, you know, assaulting him in a weird way? And Chica's like, oh, what do you mean? Like, if a mime does, like, traps you in the box against your will, you can just walk away from that bullshit. Eskimo kisses, you know, there's like a space between your noses. So really, there's nothing. You just gotta go over there and go, and then deck him in the face. You gotta sucker punch him. And so Joe's like, oh shit, I can't believe I'm doing this. And Kips is like, dude, if you do this, I will help edit your fucking Q&A, you goddamn nerd. And Joel's like, well, fuck you. I'm gonna do this because, you know, if I do this, your ass is gonna be editing my next 3 clips. And, you know, I'm gonna hit all kinds of different shit, and you're gonna be fucking overworked to the point where you're just gonna have to quit. And Kips is like, well, as long as you get that fucking evil bastard and his piece of whatever the fuck, then I don't really give a damn. So Joe was like, okay, I got this. We're gonna do this bullshit. We're gonna do this. And he gets off the trampoline team stack on the weirdly futuristic hoverboard that's just kind of hovering there, like, and that's my favorite part of this whole thing so far. And so he just psychs himself up. He's like, I got this. I'm fucking bad boy Joe. I trick you out like no one's business. I love bouncing Bettys so hard that they end the fucking match by bouncing off people's dicks in game. Not even in game. It transfers through the internet, out of the screen, materializes, sprouts arms and legs, got a motherfucking just punches him right in the crotch, and then they explode. Because you wanna know what? I'm bad boy motherfucking Joe, and no one goddamn messes with me because of Floral Resort and everything else. So he psychs himself up. He goes all Hulk mode. He starts running over there, and all of a sudden Joe Piscomo just turns his fiery piss beam over to bad boy Joe, and he just dodges left, dodges right, ducks, twirls, and then dabs. And then Joe's like, oh, motherfucker, And so he brings out a second piss stream, and bad boy Joe's scared now. He's like Matrix dodging that bullshit, you know, 360 no slapping, and all of a sudden he just brings up all this energy of Kamehameha, and at the last moment he goes, one punch! And then, you know, he forgets the Eskimo kiss. It sends Joe Piscomo flying, fiery beam of kiss all over the place, melting shit down, burning trees, killing Bambi's mother again because, you know, Goku's like, bring back Bambi's mother. And then the Great Dragon was like, okay, here we go. And so he's like, and Bambi's like, mother! And then Joe Piscopo with his fucking douchebag stream of piss, like, and then all of a sudden, rack of deer ribs. Rack of deer ribs. And so Kips is like, oh my god, I can't believe this. I can't fucking believe this. We need to go grab that shit right now. Fucking bad boy Joe, what the fuck, man? You punched him too hard. You one-punched him. You fucking one-punched him. Not even that. You added a Kamehameha beam. Sorry, a Kamehameha wave. And a fucking Hadouken to the mix. The fuck? Master, you're fucking Hado-Chi. You goddamn glow-in-the-dark asshole. And so he's like, I didn't even know I'm glowing, but now I can go to a fucking rave. So how about that bullshit, Kips? And so there's a little bit of infighting. Meanwhile, there's just this giant wave of red, fiery energy piss that's rocketing Joe Piscopo towards the other guy, the fucking whale in the casino. And they just slam into each other, but Joe hits the whale so hard that it ends up going inside of him and merging with him. So now there's this whale with a giant dong-shaped blowhole, just like, yeah, I'm a whale, I'm a whale. However, whales flap their arms, T-Rex arms, and so it's like this amazing amalgamation between Joe Piscopo, a giant fucking blue whale, and the biggest stream of destructive piss in the universe. Like, this thing is bigger than the whale itself. It's that bad. So it ends up like wiping out France, slamming into Italy, making London smell worse than usual, because apparently London is indestructible. And all of a sudden there was a wall of soccer hooligans that were, crushing at a Manchester United match, and they were like, "Hey, fuck you, yeah, go fuck yourself," and everything else. Yes, that might be offensive, but whatever. Maybe offensive. That's a shout out. 1 second. And so it gets to this point where CMTN is like, "What the fuck, Josh? Come on, that was my guy. Now we got a whale, his 2 cents, Joe Piscopo, and an Eskimo kiss that we all have to deal with. Come on, guy." And Josh is like, "Dude, sorry. Looks like I win." Oh, shit. And, that's his thing. That's Floral X Josh's thing. He fucking dabs all over the place like no one's business. Whenever he's trying to make a point, he's like, you want to know what? I think I'll pay the tip. And everything like that, because it's just fucking badass no matter what the fuck is going on. And so the giant whale Piscopo is like, whale, because apparently the giant whale is a Pokemon, so it has the ability to vocalize what the fuck it is. So it's like, whale, hit me, whale, yeah. And again, a giant wave of red energy just kills Bambi's mother again, because Goku got pissed off, the dragon got pissed off, and they're gonna keep reviving that son of a bitch no matter what. And at this point, they just forego the healing process. So Bambi's mother is just out there in the forest screaming her fucking head off because she's constantly getting roasted and can't get any ice for that motherfucking burn. Oh, shit! King Money! Whatever. And, oh, shit. Hold on, 1 second. So, CMTN the God, Floral X Josh, Kips, Jolf, and Jiku rush towards the Las Vegas casino. The casino, which now smells like a 6-year-old had the worst night terror in the world with the largest overdeveloped bladder. Just like this bladder had the ability to materialize energies that spout from a fucking black hole. That kind of bladder, the kind of bladder that makes parents go, shit, we really need lead-lined bed sheets. We really do. Because this thing is just going off like no tomorrow, and all of a sudden the whale Piscopo has transformed into the dong whale, the most powerful form of the blue whale ever. Because you know what, sperm whale was just like a tiny little thing that you me and everything else, and this whale had to be like, motherfucker, I'm ultra evolution Pokemon uranium, because you know what, the word urine is in uranium. smoke weed every day. And it just became apparently, you know, fucking apparent that these idiots didn't know what the hell they were doing. So the whale Piscomo's like, whale, 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 whale. And it's just all kinds of fucking insanity. Just fucking insanity all over the place. Because you want to know what? The whale was just fucking having a ball of it. And all of a sudden, you know what? Bad Boy Joe, who originally started out with this human that just had a fiery beam of piss just going all over the place, melting igloos, now has to deal with a giant fucking whale. How the fuck is he gonna Eskimo kiss the crap out of a giant 75-foot long fucking whale? Or it might be 140 feet. Who the fuck knows? Science does not belong in epic fantails. Science can go kiss the darkest part of Neil deGrasse Tyson's asshole. Science can make sure that Bill Nye, the motherfucking science guy, stays the motherfucking meme lord outside Cancel 420. Science has no place with a whale with a dong-shaped blowhole that's spouting fucking energy piss that destroys fucking shit, keeps reviving Bambi's mother, because there is absolutely no mercy for that son of a bitch whatsoever. Getting back to it, Bad Boy Joe looks at Kips and is like, come on. And Kips is like, dude, we're Call of Duty players. We can trick shot the shit out of this thing. Go onto the top of the trampoline stack and make sure that this thing never sees the fucking light of day. And Bad Boy Joe's like, oh man, I got this shit. Meanwhile, Jiku's back to playing fucking Brick Breakers. Man, he's just playing Brick Breakers all the time. He's just fucking bored, like, ba 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 boop. Oh, I got a new high score. And it's just readily apparent that he's not even paying attention to this amazing bullshit. Yes, he has the GoPro going, aimed at the fucking whale Piscomo thing with all this thing, but he's missing the true action, the continually deepening heartbreak of Bambi, as his mother is just continually revives without the healing effects, and every time just getting a bit worse. At first it's like, mother, and she's like, Bambi, and all of a sudden it's like, oh god, my skin, it's burnt off. Then it was like, my fucking legs, what the hell? And then it was like, my legs, nose, and skin, oh god. Then all of a sudden she just had enough of that fucking bullshit and wrapped her own intestines around, hung that shit over a tree, and just fucking ended its shit in the worst fucking emotionally disturbing way possible, while MCR's The Black Parade plays in the background, and Neil deGrasse Tyson's like, that is scientifically improbable. Fuck you, Disney. But Josh and CMTN, the god, was like, okay, we have to end this bullshit now. We have to. Everyone, launch your fucking bouncing Betty RPG, motherfuckers, sticky grenades, whatever the fuck you got at that son of a bitch, and let's end it. Aim at the fucking heart. Or the eyes. The eyes are the fucking weakness. It's gotta be like a fucking contraboss. You gotta fucking die 30 times in order to know the Konami code, and then you can fucking beat the boss out of pure frustration, luck, and nearly killing yourself multiple times by sticking your head inside a fucking pilot light, because pilot lights are fucking huge. And so they're like, okay, we got this. So everyone just launches everything they have. Snipers, shotties, SMGs, pistols, knives, RPGs, bouncing betties, sticky grenades, frags, shot grenades, sensor, drones, VTOLs, ACRs, everything they fucking have at this thing. And all it does is blow the tail off, but that's all it needs, because the piss energy that was going out of the dong-shaped blowhole just all of a sudden rips the damn thing apart, just splits it open like one of those octopus sausage that's so famous in Japan right now. It just and just transforms it into a goddamn fucking Megazord rejected octopus, like, well, and all of a sudden a nuclear explosion happens all at the same time, because somewhere in the universe Keemstar is on a distant mission to fuck every slice of ham he sees, and he's like, Honeyclays! Boom! And so the whale Whale Piscimo just detonates the shit out of itself. Like, oh, fuck this shit, I'm out! And it's like, oh my god, I can't believe that just fucking happened. And all of a sudden, a light shines down from the heavens as God himself descends on a cloud of urine-soaked, red-dyed cloud. And he's like, that shit was wild. Here's your Eskimo kiss. I'm going back upstairs. And so just, oh, and it was just an amazing feat of engineering, because it took every single bullet, every single grenade, every single special, every single attack that the whole entire group had, except for Jiku, because he's still playing Brick Breakers. But he's up to 20,000 on level 200. So I guess that's an accomplishment in comparison to the fucking Whale Piscimo, because hey, you know, Jiku's awesome. And so Bad Boy Jove is like panting his damn ass off because he just had to spend 15 fucking minutes dealing with Joe Piscimo merged with a goddamn whale, turned into a goddamn Megazord reject. And then somewhere in the universe, Keemstar fucked a package of ham, and then the damn thing exploded because fucking physics. So he goes over to Kips and's like, holy shit. Holy fucking shit. That... You're doing my edits for the next fucking month. And I'm going to be uploading so much shit, you're going to be overworked. And Kips is like, yeah, we still have Joe Piscimo. And, you know, out of frustration, he just takes the largest fucking cloud-sized knife and just starts swinging it at Kips like, oh my fucking god, you goddamn asshole, and just stops and flings it to the side and nails Joe Piscimo, who somehow survived the merging, the explosion, and Keemstar fucking a package of ham. Right in the head, splits him down the middle, and he's like, oh god, I can't believe I did this. And meanwhile, Joe Piscimo's mother's like, oh my god, and she explodes in a hail of fiery energy piss. Holy shit, that was epic. But they now have, let me check my notes, they now have Bob Hoskins' hat, Sweet Tooth's mask, Voltron's left shit piss filled robot leg, and now Joe Piscimo merged with a whale turned into a rejected Megazord octopus's Eskimo kiss. So I've got to put that down. Hold on. And Kips is like, so CMTN the God, do you have any idea where the next evil bastard is? And he's like, yeah. He's over at Floral Coast's house. They're doing some editing together, but at the moment, you know, Floral Coast isn't feeling the love here. He's not even feeling the energy that this guy is bringing. He's just all over the place. And Kips is like, well, what's his deal? What's his deal? And CMTN's like, well, apparently it's a mixture of Carrot Top and Gallagher, as well as Charlie Chaplin. So Kips is like, holy shit. So what you are telling me right here, right now, is that we're going to have to deal with a merging of Carrot Top, Charlie Chaplin, and Gallagher. And CMTN is like, yeah, man, we got to take care of this, because, you know, he's had this awesome set of clips on his hard drive for a while, and this Carrot Top C. Gallagher, hold on. This Carrot Top C. Gallagher has just been, you know, all over the place. So, so Kips thinks about it. He goes, yeah, I can understand that. So what do we have to get from him? And CMT starts shaking. He just starts violently shaking, seizing up, twitching. His eyes just like... And Josh is like, dude, CMTN, CMTN. He just smacks him around a couple of times, and he's like, okay, thank you very much. What we have to get from Carrot Top C Gallagher is this, his fucking bag of props, and we need to go right the fuck now. So they get on the hoverboard and it starts to go, but then, you know, the little flotation devices start catching fire, and Kips is like, son of a bitch, what do we do now? Oh, and CMTN is like, yo, I got the fucking hookup. We're going in the fucking Lambo merged with the fucking Maserati. And then it's going to be powered by 2 fucking F-15 motherfucking Raptor jets. And we're going to go 3 feet because he's literally right next door. And so Kips is like, okay, well, there he is. And so they come across Floral Coast, and he's there with he's there at the Floral Resort, which is this massive, absolutely Trump-esque tower with just parapets, cannons, laser beams, satellite weapons, fucking mimes, because everyone's fucking creeped out by mimes. They're like the step up above a regular clown, because unlike clowns, which are noisy, colorful, and everything, all mimes do is just stand there making shapes. Everything else. And Josh and CMTN are like, dude, we got to bug out, okay? We've got another mission, another match coming up. There's a zombie infection on Nuketown, and it's getting out of hand. The Strysands and the McCarthys are going after each other because someone forgot to cook ham the right way, and Keemstar's over there fucking all the mannequins because they're made of ham. And Kips is like, okay, guys, we'll talk to you later. And like this teleportation portal just kind of opens up, and Josh goes, oh yeah, even though it's 3 feet, it's you're gonna be traveling for about a couple of days, so you're gonna get there maybe on the 12th or 15th. So essentially like an Amazon drone package, because you will be carried. Your Maserati Lambo F-15 will be carried by a jet. So even though it's 3 feet, you're going to be traveling for a couple of days, because that shit, even though it's highly powerful like a giant helicarrier, it's going to be going all over the place. So they're like, oh, fuck. Because as everyone knows, Amazon usually takes 1 to 2 weeks to get to wherever the fuck it needs to go, no matter how close to the distribution center they live. You could live like 5 inches and it still has to bounce around a couple of places before it actually gets to your place. It's the weirdest fucking shit. Don't ask them. They don't know. So they leave on the 9th at... hold on. They leave on the 9th at 10:55 a.m. because, you know, they had to grab a bite to eat, because even though they're badass heroes with like the most awesome place imaginable, they've still got to eat. They've still got to relieve themselves. They've still got to, you know, do edits and everything. So on the way there, you know, even though it took like 2 weeks to travel 3 feet because the fucking Amazon drone only had like 10% power left on its fucking battery, they stopped by Denny's, grabbed like a couple of Grand Slams, then went to McDonald's, grabbed like all the fucking french fries in the world because their shit is the best. Went by Burger King because fuck it, they had it their way, and apparently Keemstar was there having it his way with all the frozen hamburger patties, so they're like, yeah, we're just going to stick with the shakes. But it turned out that Burger King stocked all of its shake makers with ham-flavored shakes, so there was Keemstar again, just like trying his best to dry hump the shit out of the shake machine. And they're like, fuck it, we're just gonna have french fries. More french fries, because you know what, french fries are made of potatoes, and the gal behind the counter could be older than 13 years old, braces, you know, just starting to get into the swing of things in middle school with part-time job in education. She was like, We replaced all the potatoes at Burger King with ham, and he's been here for like a couple of years now, just making sweet, tender, vicious, violent, horrifying levels of sex love to everything we have in stock, because apparently corporate fucked up and delivered all the ham. A minute. And so Kips was like, well, is there anything that, isn't made of ham? And the gal looks him just dead set in the eyes and goes, the butter's not made of ham. And he just looks over at Jiku, who's still playing fucking Brick Breaker. I mean, he's up to 30,000 points, up to level 500. He's really getting good at this game. Like, he's working on his timing skills and everything. And Jiku's like, well, okay, man, I'll just, we'll take the butter. And so the gal turns back and she, barks an order at someone. Go, hey, sad face slit, we need 4 pounds of butter because Keemstar's over there again screwing the shake machine like no one's business. And sad face slit, who just started working there, she runs up to the counter, looks at Keem, goes, not Keem, fuck Keem. Looks at Kips and grabs him by the shoulders and goes, get me the fuck out of here. Just get me the fuck out. And so Kips is like, all right, just sneak out the back. We'll sneak you out. And she joins them on their quest. So it's now Kips, Joel, and Jiku, as well as Sadface Slit. And they grab their butter. It's filled with nutrients, not nutrients from Keemstar, but just nutrients. And so they're sitting there eating like sticks of butter mixed with sugar and anything else that they could find along the way. They're about a week into it, so it's on the 16th. And they come across, let's see, the 16th at, let's put this at 3:41 p.m. because that's a good time. 3:41 p.m. And so they're like inching slowly, day by day, closer to this. Hello, my pretty little friends, and welcome back to the Legendary Burrito, Part 3. Well, Part 2 of Part 3, so this is going to wrap up where we left off. Just give me a tick. Alright. Anyways, so last we left off, Sadface joined Kips, Joel, and Jiku as they go after Carrot C. Gallagher, a failed scientific experiment to see if a clone merged of the DNA between Carrot Top and Gallagher, the hammer-smashing asshat mixed with the giant prop bag-wearing asshat, could do some good in the world. So, it is April 16th, 3:41 a.m. The group, they had to leave Floral Coast and the resort behind because they got Joe Piscomo's Eskimo kiss. They already have Voltron's left shit-piss-filled leg. They have Sweet Tooth's mask and Bob Hoskins' hat from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So, they're on their way. They're in Sadface's Pinto, like a literal Pinto bean. And, she's blaring the music. It's got some pop rock going on, some death metal, some uber punk, some uber funk, and all that. And it's nice. They're coming up on this old abandoned hotel, like storm clouds coming up and thunder and lightning. And there's this old dude, kind of hunkered over, button-down jacket, blue suede shoes, and not much else. There's like a really, really brightly colored thing, like insanely colored, like you want to look away from it, but it just draws your eyes to it. It's just right there, just right the fuck there. And everyone's just staring at this old dude's mankini. Well, he's got this blue suede shoe, and he goes, "Can I help you?" And yeah, it's 3:41 in the morning. Everyone's fucking tired. Sad Face is exhausted. Jiku's on level 225 of Brick Breaker with a weird score of like 17,496. Kips and Jolf have been snoozing their asses off. And Sad Face goes, "Yeah, we're desperately tired. We need some place to rest, some place to sleep." And the old guy goes, "Well, okay, let's see if we can't set you up with some accommodations, because you know how it goes, right?" And they're like, "Oh, thank God, yes, thank the fucking God." So, the old guy in the bright orange mankini and the blue suede shoes and the jacket, like, just snaps his finger in the middle of the rain. Thunder's blaring. The storm clouds are just volatile, throwing up thunder and lightning everywhere. It's like a bad rave where there isn't a rave. There's just one guy. He's tripping balls on LSD in the middle of abandoned warehouses and everything like that. So that's the bellhop. And he's like, and Sad Face is like, the bags are in the trunk, and the dude's like, "Well, okay, what about the tip?" And Jiku's like, "Fuck the tip." And it's at that moment that he loses that Brick Breaker, and he's like, "Son of a bitch!" And the trippy valet's like, "Bang!" Jiku's like, "Bang!" The valet's like, "Bang!" And all of a sudden they have this understanding. Like, at that moment, their eyes locked, and they had this time of their life sequence going on where they each understood the frustration that both were going through. LSD Valet was having a bad week because he had been tripping balls for the last month, and Jiku had just lost that Brick Breaker, and somehow those two just kind of evened out. One take. So they get their bags settled. They Sad Face, she takes the suite while the guys, they each get their own individual room, and Jiku overhears the old dude in the valet talking, and the old dude's like, "Make sure that Carrot Top is, locked away in the basement. We don't want another prop incident going horribly, horribly wrong, and the cops coming by." And the valet's like, "Bleh, bleh, bleh." Because, even though he's still tripping balls, he has a level of understanding of what the hell's going on around him. Situational awareness, that's what it's called. So it is about 3.5 hours later, so about, let's see, we're going to put this at 7:11. That's a good time. 7 a.m. And Sad Face wakes up and she hears this thump, thump, thump. And, all of a sudden she hears a bad joke like, "Yeah, what do you call a funny buck?" She's not really understanding what is actually going on. She's just like trying her damnedest not to freak the hell out. And all of a sudden there's another thump, thump, thump. As she hears a zipper. Hey guys, what do you call the top of a carrot? There's another bad joke. And she's like, what the hell is going on? So she rings up Kips, who's like, I'm really just wiped out from this whole entire ordeal. Can it wait? And she's like, no, it can't wait. But before she gets another word in, look, before she gets another word in edgewise, Kips hangs up. So she's getting frustrated. So sad face, she calls up Joel, and Joel's like, he's kind of the same way, but he's a little bit more alert. And he's like, hey, I got woken up by this, horrible dream that I was at a bad comedy club. And she's like, did you hear a bad joke too? And he repeats the first one, like, what do you call a funny bone? And she's like, yeah, exactly. And he's like, well, we might have shared a dream because that's kind of possible. And so Joel hangs up on her, and she's starting to get like really freaked out about this whole thing. So she walks over to the room next to her, Jiku, and she pounds on the door. She's like, and at first there's no answer. There's absolutely nothing going on. So she goes again. Jiku. And so Jiku kind of gets up. He's angry at the fact, he's still pissed over the fact that he lost Brick Breaker after like several hours of fucking success. And he's like, what the fuck do you want? And Sadface is like, I think there's a psycho roaming around the hotel. And so Jiku's like, all right, I'll just, what time is it? And she's like, it's 7:14. And he's like, really? It doesn't feel like 7:14. And she's like, did you even go to sleep? And Jiku kind of looks to the left, looks to the right, and goes, no, I've been playing Brick Breaker all day. I'm kind of addicted to it. And she's like, aren't you tired? And he goes, yeah, I kind of am. But you know what? Fucking Brick Breaker. And so she's like, get to sleep. And he's like, okay, guess. So as soon as Jiku shuts the door on her, she's like, fuck, I could have, had him keep me company. So she tries Kips again, and as she's dialing the number, she hears down the hall, which is, at this point the lights are flickering, just kind of darkening one by one as, she presses each of the numbers. And she hears very, very distinctly, hey, what do you call a ring that explodes? And she's like, a boomerang? And he's like, exactly. And all of a sudden she turns around, and there's this disfigured, monstrous, bulbous-necked, just veiny piece of crap comedian. And he's like, do you have a watermelon? And she screams like, oh my god, no! And so, there's a whole lot going on there. One second. So she darts to the end of the hall, turns the corner, runs down the stairs, and all of a sudden, and all the while she's hearing these constant barrage of horrible jokes, puns, lame-ass word problems, everything that could possibly be thrown out on amateur comedian night. It's just following her around like some kind of haunted ghost fart of the past. And so Sadface rounds the corner. She spots Kip's room. She goes towards. She's like, Kips, come on! No joking! And so Kips, having slept maybe 4 or 5 hours at this point, he's pissed. He's like, he rips open the door. He's like, what the fuck do you want? And all of a sudden he sees Carrot Top behind her, and he's like, son of a bitch, get the fuck in here. And he's like, don't mind if I do. And so he's like, fuck you, and slams the door on his face. So, Sad Face is freaking the fuck out like no one's business, and she's screaming her head off. She's like, why the fuck didn't you believe me the first time? What the fuck is going on here? And Kips is like, I'm sorry, I didn't believe you. Let me call the guys here, and then we can figure out how to nail this evil bastard and get his piece of the puzzle that will get us to the Legendary Burrito. And she's like, you're concerned about some fucking burrito? And Kips goes, whoa. First off, it's not just some burrito. It's the Legendary Burrito. It's the burrito that my dad told me. It's the burrito that his dad told him about. It's the burrito that his father's father and his father's 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 father told before him. Okay, this thing has been elusive. No one has been able to find it. No one's been able to eat it. No one's been able to locate the fucking Chipotle restaurant that makes it. This is the White Castle of burritos. It is the thing that stoners dream about when they first get high. Their very first time, they're like, I want a burrito with nachos and pizza, lasagna, cotton candy, Fruit Loops, M&M's, chocolate sauce, peanut butter, nacho cheese, hot dogs, sausages, ravioli. This is the burrito of legend. This is bigger than any one of us. So don't you dare fucking insult my dream of eating that fucking thing. And Sad Face is like, son of a bitch, I didn't realize you were that passionate about a piece of food. And he's like, this fucker is also sentient, has been running around for fucking centuries. The only one that's ever been able to get close enough to take a bite out of it was Snoop Dogg, and that son of a bitch got that fucking burrito higher than the goddamn, hello, friend, than the goddamn Empire State Building. And she's like, okay, so just call the guys here and we'll figure something out. So he does that, and about half an hour later, we're going to put this at 7:45 a.m. The sun's just coming up, and they're all trying to figure out what's going on. When all of a sudden they hear a knock at the door, like, guys, it's there's a continental breakfast going on, and it's kind of mandatory for all the guests here. And Kips is like, to the others, like, who the fuck makes a continental breakfast mandatory for guests to have? And the voice behind the door goes, Carrot Top C. Gallagher does. And everyone just lets out this sigh of disappointment and anger, like they're just, oh man, come the fuck on. So it gets to about like 8:30. Everyone's, kind of rested because every half hour they will hear, we need you down at breakfast. Come on, guys. This isn't a joke. Carrot Top C. Gallagher requests your presence at the mandatory continental breakfast. And finally, Jiku gets up, rips open the door, and there, standing right in front of him, is Carrot Top C. Gallagher. And he goes, hey, what do you call a ring that explodes? And he's like, my fist in your face? And Carrot Top C. Gallagher just stops smiling. Like, there's no expression in his face whatsoever. And he points behind him and goes, you guys want the continental breakfast? And Jiku just looks him right in his eyes and goes, nah, we want that piece of shit that you've got on you that will allow us to get to the Legendary Burrito. And upon hearing this bullshit, he just starts flipping out like, how do you know about the Legendary Burrito? No one's supposed to know about that. I told the order absolutely nothing about this. And Kips is like, what is the order? And with all the secrecy of a demented clown on LSD, Molly, and bath salts, he goes, I'll have a large fry, a vegetarian hamburger, and a chocolate shake. And, you know, it just pisses him the hell off. Like, what the hell, Carrot Top, what the hell? And Sad Face, you know, she's fucking pissed at this guy. She's just absolutely livid. So she's like, what the fuck was all that bullshit, you know, chasing me around? And he's like, I just wanted some company for the night. And she goes, no, I'm not gonna be your fuck toy. And he's like, I just wanted to tell someone jokes. And she's like, no, I don't want to listen to your crappy jokes, you asshat. So he's like insulted, he's defunct, he's depressed and everything else. And he, you know, frowns and he's like, get the fuck out of my hotel. And Joel walks up to him, pulls out, you know, a M80 cherry bomb and just kind of crams it up his nose and then lights the fuse and then kicks him the fuck out of the window. And their window's like maybe the 13th, 16th story up. So he's got a ways to go before, you know, his head explodes. Only except it exploded at like the level of the 7th floor. And he's like, I guess you could. And the body just like that kind of thing. It just flops on the ground, makes a bunch of noise, and, you know, hurts the shit out of, you know, the old man in the jacket and the bright burnt orange mankini and the sneakers. And so Kip's, Joel, Jiku, and Sad Face, they're like, they go down to the continental breakfast, and all of a sudden they see this, you know, vending machine. It's sentient, it has arms and legs, it's got 2 eyes. It's like, how can I help you? My name is U0001F602. And Kips goes, man, motherfucker, I know you, you're in the Floral Resort. And he goes, Kips, I know you, just call me If602. And If602 is a pretty chill bot. He's just always awesome, always on time, always punctual. He's a fucking robot. It's what they do. And right next to him is Skylight, and Kips is like, dude, Skylight, what the fuck are you doing here? And Skylight's like, well, I heard that there was an evil bastard here, but I wasn't sure who it was. And Sad Face jumps in front of the guys, and she's like, it was Carrot Topsy Gallagher. It was Terry. He tried threatening me with, you know, bad jokes and everything else. And If602 was like, really? Oh my god, that guy is hilarious. And without a beat, Joel goes, yeah, well, he's hilariously dead. And everyone just starts cracking up like, motherfucker, fuck you, asshole. Go sit down and eat your crappy eggs. And that is where we are going to leave off part 3. Sorry it took me so long. I just had a bunch of different things pile up on me without any notice. So I'm going to get this uploaded, compiled, and then sent to you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and time for the outro. Boop-a-dee-doop-boop.
Thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me that I have such a supporting and awesome fan base such as yourself. So if you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I will see you like a beast in the next video. Peace! Are you ready for the good times, for the bad times, for every single thing in the world? Well, I hope you are, because it's time for Morgan, Gavin's Epic Fun Tales. Oh yes, baby. You know it! Yeah!
Hello YouTube, and welcome back to the Legendary Burrito, Part 4. Hold on a tick. Alright, so last we left off, it was 4:16 at 8:35 in the morning, and our quartet of heroes and heroines, Kips, Joel, Jiku, and Sadface, had just gotten Carrot Top's bag, giant prop bag, Carrot C. Gallagher. I need to get my special on. Hold on, tick. But before I begin, this will only take a couple of seconds. I swear to fucking God. I first want to apologize for taking so long to get part 4 out. It's been one hell of a trip. Seriously, it has. That, and I've been busy with Discord, and we've got 60 members, and I've got to take care of a whole bunch of things, and now I'm a mod for a second server, and that's all fun. That's all fun. I'll link to my Discord server in the description below. Beep. Alright, hold on a tick. Alright, so they had just left the abandoned theater, actually the abandoned hotel, and like I said previously, okay, fun times, let's keep it going. So they had just are you done? Can I talk? Can I do my thing? So fuck. They had just left the hotel, and all of a sudden Kips gets a ring on his phone. So he's like, hold on guys, hold on. So he goes off a little ways, and Joel, Jiku, and Sadface are all waiting in the car because they now have a car. This is fucking amazing. They can get to point A to point B faster. It is absolutely mind-blowing. So it turns out to be, Kip's dad on the phone, and he's like, Dad, what's going on? And his dad's like,
well, son, it turns out that apparently I was infected with the evil bastard virus.
and Kips is just stone cold shocked. He's like, I don't get it. How could this be? What's going on here? And his dad's like,
well, it was all part of an evil prophecy that someone would eat a giant burrito, and well, I want to sign up.
and Kips was like, well, what's going on, man? How could you do this to me? And his dad's like,
there was $20 in it, plus a pack of cigarettes.
and, Kips is just downright stricken with grief. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe, I have to go through this. Why? What in the world? And then all of a sudden, the clouds part, and then God just... He just farts his way down to the ground, and Kips is like, God, what the fuck is going on? Why did you make my dad one of the evil bastards that I have to defeat? And God's like, dude, I had nothing to do with it. All I did was just go click, the universe happened, and then the rest is on you. Also, Pastafarian religions are right. There is a newly appendage monster out there. It's made of spaghetti. Yeah. And so he farts his way back to heaven. And Kips is like, that, what the fuck? And so he's thinking to himself, oh my God, I just can't believe this. I can't believe that my dad sold himself out for $20 and a pack of cigarettes. And, Joel is, still playing fucking Brick Breaker, and he's, it's getting harder and harder for him, and he's, like, getting really fucking irritated with it, and Chico's like, I know, right? You can't beat my skull, bitch! And Joel was like, fuck you, man. I bought this game. So, Kips keeps thinking to himself, like, how do I have to go all the way back home and defeat my dad? What? Guys, help me out here. And Sadface is like, well, maybe if you just ask him for the piece of whatever, he'll give it to you without, a fight. And Kips is like, no, you just do not know my dad. You don't know him at all, okay? Like, if I went back there would be there would be a major argument, like a major argument. I once took a can of Cheese Whiz, bacon flavored Cheese Whiz, and all of a sudden in the back of the car you hear, oh, because as everyone knows, on planet Earth, bacon is the king of food. Just yeah. So they pile in the car, and the trip back home is silent. They pass the hotel. They pass the exploded corpse of Whale Piscamo. They pass the exploded mechanical mess that was Voltron in that defunct Radio Shack. They pass Bob Hoskins, who's like, I want my hat back. And Kips is like, fuck you, Bob Hoskins. Fuck you, I'm keeping the hat. It's like, what the fuck did I ever do? And they get back home, and it's this sobering moment. Kips thinks to himself. He pauses. He remembers, like, good times he had with his dad up until this moment. And it's just absolutely heartbreaking. It's completely and utterly out of his mind, and Sadface looks at him, and she's thinking to herself, man, I've got to do something for my friend here. I've got to do something for my friend. And so she gets this idea, what if we go in and fight him, and you can stay out here and, reflect on a lot of things. And Kips looks her in the eye. There's a tone of seriousness in his voice. He's like, no, I have to do this. I really have to do this. I started this journey to get to that legendary burrito at Chipotle across the frickin' world, and that's what we're going to do. We have to defeat 12 evil bastards. I just can't. I'm still absorbing the shock that one of the evil bastards happens to be my dad. And, hold on. And Joel is thinking to himself, like, what if this were one of my relatives that we had to fight? What if we had to go through this monumental task of reclaiming these seemingly unconnected pieces, and we had to, like, defeat these people? These people have families, they have fathers and mothers and brothers and sisters. Some of them have, husbands and wives. Why was today the day that, it was revealed to Kips that he had to fight his father? And so they're all sitting out there in silence, and 15 minutes pass, and it's, the 23rd of April, 2:15 p.m. The mail truck, drives by, and she stops, and, she and Kips have talked for a long periods of time, between drops. And she's like, what seems to be the matter? And Kips turns to her. He's heartbroken. He's crying. He's not himself. And he says to her, my dad is one of the 12 evil bastards that I have to defeat in order to defeat a giant burrito over at Chipotle. The mail lady looks at him and goes, "You mean the Chipotle down the street?" And Kips goes, No, different Chipotle. This thing is massive, it's sentient, it's got boxing gloves, it's just, you know." And, she turns to him and she goes, "Well, I was contacted by the shady organization, and, they told me that I had to stop someone who would come looking for the giant burrito. And this is another bomb, just blows his mind away. Just absolutely horrifies him. Like, I can't believe this. Twice in one day, he has to get rid of his favorite male person, and he also has to defeat his dad. And Kips is just beside himself with grief. He doesn't even know how to process the information. So the mail lady goes, "Oh, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go easy on you. We still have to fight. We still have to do this. If you want to achieve your goal, you have to power through every single obstacle that you can possibly imagine. Even the ones that seem like they'll just tear you apart inside." And Kips is like, "Yeah, I get that, but how?" And she stops him right there. She looks him dead in the eye. She leans close and she goes, "You, Kips, you have to defeat me. I don't like it any more than you do. But while you're trying to KO me, I'm going to try my best to KO you. And your friends." And Joel, Jiku, and Sadface are like, "Well, finally, thank you for remembering us, Jesus Christ." But Kips isn't paying attention to that. He's not thinking about the burrito. He's not thinking about Chipotle. He's not thinking about this adventure. He's thinking about the fact that he has to eliminate, in a way, kill, their mail lady and his own dad in order to progress. It's this wall of doubt, this wall of, I'm not sure I can do this. And the mail lady, she smacks him in the head, just, "Get a hold of yourself. You think I want to do this? You think I want to be out here learning that I have to defeat you? Stop you from getting to the Legendary Burrito? Do you know what will happen if you get to that thing? Do you know?" And he's like, "No, I just want to get to it. I had no idea of the implications or, the after effects or what it would happen." The mail lady, again, she steps close to him. She looks at him in the eye. She says, "If you go after this Legendary Burrito, you will upset the balance that has been in place for thousands of years. The guys up top, they don't want you doing this. They can't have you doing this. And the guys at the bottom, they're suffering. They want you to press forward. And me, I'm just doing my job. I don't care either way. 4 days ago, I was just a mail lady. I went in my truck. I delivered mail, packages, gifts, parcels, you name it. But then I got tapped for this. And I wasn't happy about it. Now, I've been dropping packages and pieces of mail off at your place for far longer than you've been alive. I remember your dad and Kip stops her right there. He goes, "When he didn't have the elephant trunk?" And she goes, "Yeah. Now, you get your friends And when you're ready, come at me. She starts to walk away. She stops, turns around. And in that instant, in her mind, Kips is no longer the person, the man that she watched grow up. He's no longer, to her, the little boy who, during the summers, would drag out the kiddie pool, fill it to the beyond capacity with water, and just play in it all day. He's no longer, to her, the teenager who celebrated getting his driver's license, or watched take his date to the winter ball, then the junior formal, then the senior prom. In that moment, she put away every single bit of fondness for him. To her, Kips was now an enemy. Kips, on the other hand, was having doubts. He was obstructed. He couldn't get past what was happening. Joe, Jiku, and Sadface, they get out of the car. They clap a hand on his shoulder, and they say to him, actually Sadface says to him, "We've got to do this, Kips. She has to go down. It's gonna suck, and you're gonna hate yourself for it. But in the long run, you will become stronger. Always remember that." And Kips, he's thinking to himself, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And all of a sudden, he hears a knock coming from the inside of his house. It's his dad. He's thinking to himself, well, what could he want? And his dad opens the door. His trunk's all waving about like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, "Son, you have to do this. It sucks for everyone. But always know that I love you. I'm very proud of you for how far you've come. You got a good group of friends with you. Now, do your best and kick this lady's ass, so that way I can attempt to kick yours." And it's this odd sensation. Kips is thinking to himself, this is fucked up. This is beyond fucked up. He's paralyzed, but then there's this little tiny drop, this little spark that kind of sets something off within him. It's this slow change, this slow growing of confidence. It's this just slow turning of his mentality from the familiar into opposing. Sadface sees the change in Kips's eyes. His stance becomes more confident, poised to attack at any moment. Jolf and Jiku, they equip their shotguns, their snipers, their assaults, and they stand at the ready. Kips's father is watching from the front stoop of their house. He's sitting down, cracks open the beer, salutes, and it's at that moment that things get seriously intense between the two. 1 second. 1 second more. The mail lady springs into action. She's bounding back to her truck. The truck transforms into this giant mech. Kips, Jove, GQ, and Sadface start launching stickies, grenades, bouncing betties, RPGs, LRMs, every single thing they have at the structural weak points, the tires, the joints, the driver's seat itself. But the mail lady counters. She dodges and tries to flank him. Kip screams, "Spread out! Jove, GQ, left and right side. Sad face, get up on the roof and get a vantage point. Me, I'll try to keep it distracted." So Jove and GQ, they go off to the sides and try to figure out where this thing's weak point is. It has to have something. And meanwhile, the mail lady's just staring Kips down like, "Oh, I've got a package for you. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna end you. It's gonna stop you." Kips is thinking to himself, "Okay, I gotta stay focused. I gotta keep myself hyped. I gotta go fast." And then that's when it hits him. He has to go fast. He has to go faster. Hit harder. Be smarter. Do everything in his power to just kick the living shit out of this fucking monster that's right in front of him. And in that moment, the woman in the giant mail truck transformed into a giant mech is no longer the mail lady. It's no longer the person that delivered Christmas gifts from the grandparents. It's no longer the person that watched him grow up. It's no longer the person that spent Christmas Eve with them when he was 12 years old, or watched him take his date to the prom. To him, at that moment, she was in the same category as Bob Hoskins, as Voltron, as Sweet Tooth, as Whale Piscamo, as Carrot Top C. Gallagher. To him, at that moment, she had become just another thing standing in his way, and his mind just snaps into focus. So he takes out two stickies and just lobs them right at the knee joints, but the mail lady's too fast. She swerves, she dodges, she leaps into the air, she causes tens of thousands of millions of dollars in structural damage to the surrounding cul-de-sac, but fuck it, it's just the neighborhood. They're gonna rebuild in 4 months anyway, and escrow is gonna make a shit ton of money. So in essence, in reality, she's kind of helping the market along, but she doesn't take into account of Jove and GQ at the sides in her blind spots. And Kip shouts right at that moment, "Go, go, 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 go!" And so Jove comes screaming out. He just power slides in between the mech's legs, aims up, finds the brake lines, and just snaps them both. The mech goes down for the count. Now it's GQ's turn. He comes out, he Spartan kicks the living crap out of the ground, launches himself into the air, and lands on the hood of the giant mech face. And he's staring at the mail lady, and he's thinking of a clever line, but the mail lady is too fast. She commands the mech to just swat the living crap out of him. He goes slamming into the ground, skids a couple of feet. Finally, it's Sad Faces on her vantage point. From her view, it's perfect. The open doors are facing her. She has the shot. She just has the shot. Her fingers on the fucking trigger. The crosshairs are aimed directly at the mail lady's head, but the mail lady just turns and just stares at her, just gives her a fucking death stare. And it becomes all too clear that the mail lady had this fucking thing planned from the get-go. From out of nowhere, these two other mailmen in smaller, crappier tinfoil mechs, or basically they were just mailmen wrapped in tinfoil thinking they were mechs because they went to Michael Bay's newest Transformer movies, Transformers Dawn of, I don't know, the Scrap Heap, and they're just going, "Ah!" And without even a second thought, without even a minute, it's based on instinct. She just kills them both. They fall to the floor. She turns around, and the mech's just right there. The right headlight is right in her face, and the mail lady goes, "Oh, you thought you were going to do that, did you? You thought you were going to do that? Well, how about this?" And she raises a fist, and then Kips finally makes his move. He grabs onto one of the loose brake lines, starts climbing it like the absolute fucking hell, and then gets to the part of the engine, the combustion, the radiator, and just starts hammering away at it with the butt of his assault rifle. Then when the fan breaks, he just turns around, points the business end at the carburetor, and says, as much as he can. The bullets rip through the thing, strike the metal, and it starts sputtering. The mech just falters. It's all and the fist is literally 4 feet away from Sadface. She's petrified. He's like, take the shot! Take the fucking shot! Take her down! And Sadface all of a sudden snaps into attention. Jove and Jiku are throwing grenades into either side of the front seat, and those things are just sticking to her all over the face. One just pops right into her eye, and she's like, no! And so, with just one final word, she just like turns slowly, like cross her, and the male lady's staring at her right in the eyes like, you just would not. And she nods her head like, yes, I would. Pulls the trigger, the bullet just explodes out of the barrel, hits one of the grenades, and all of a sudden it becomes 4th of July in April. Fireworks display going off, well, more or less just exploding mech parts, almost like a nuclear explosion of awesomeness, but not as powerful and made of macaroni and cheese. And so, the one thing that flops onto the ground after 5 or 10 minutes of just massive rupturing explosions, which even cause more property damage to the surrounding neighborhoods, because hey, let's face it, everyone's helping out escrow in the long run, so why not? The one thing that flops to the ground is the mail lady's name tag and her mail bag. Kips reaches down, he picks up the mail bag, slings it over his shoulder, turns around, and the glow of the fires that are jutting out of the mech, like some kind of Viking funeral pyre. One second. The glow from the fires lights up the name of the mail lady. Up until that point, Kips had no idea what her name actually was. He never even took the time to take note of it, or even ask the most basic question. What's your name? The name read Dolores Crescendens. And her ID that was stitched to the front of the U.S. postal mailbag said that she was first employed as a mail lady in 1947, 2 years after the end of World War II. And it just blows his mind. He defeated another evil bastard. But at what cost? His train of thought is interrupted by a harumphing noise. You still got one left. His dad says, cracking open another beer. I love you, son. Do your best, and so will I. Kips starts crying. He doesn't want to do this. He can't. There's just something between him and this fight. Something more powerful than an urge to defeat a giant sentient burrito. Something more powerful than every single thing in the world. Love. Love for his dad. The thought of trying to even fight his father, the man who had supported him for so long after winning custody of him in the divorce case, the man who had worked 4 jobs for almost crap pay, who put him through school, who took him to the doctor when he scraped his knee. The man who had taken so much flack for getting an elephant trunk. Jiku was standing right there. Tears in his eyes as well. Trunk just kind of limp. Just... Come on, son. We've got to do this. And the same thing happens. His dad, at that moment, no longer thought of him as a son, but rather as an enemy. And it broke Kip's. Jove, Jiku, and Sadface, they see the tears well up in his eyes. He can't do it. Jove exclaims, he can't fight his dad. Sadface, she doesn't know how to console him. She'd never seen Kips like this before. It was just terrifying. This moment, up until this moment, Kips had totally been in control of himself. Kips was the undefeatable superhero, the leader of their little ragtag group. To Jove and Jiku, Kips was their man, Kips was their mate, Kips was their teammate, Kips was their clan leader. And to see him brought so low by Chipotle, who had employed both his favorite mail lady and his father, it stirred something within them. Joel finally puts away Brick Breaker. He actually breaks Brick Breaker, stomps on it flat, and then for good measure, shoots it point blank with a shotgun. He turns to Jiku and goes, "We've got to do something. We've got to nail this thing to the ground fast." And Jiku agrees. He's like, "Alright, let's do this." So the two, they walk up to Kips and they're like, let me and Joel handle this. We can do it, man. We know that you don't have it in you. And Kip stops him right there. He's like, "I have to do this. If I don't, then everything we've worked for, everything we've gotten, every person we've defeated up to this point, it will be for nothing if I can't do this myself." His dad's like, "What are you waiting for? Come at me." There's no longer any sign of family. There's no longer any sign of familiarity. There's no love in his father's eyes. Just a cold, menacing glare, daring Kips to make the first move. Kips, in his mind, everything else just kind of faded away. It was just pitch black with two spotlights, one and the other on his dad. There's a heartbeat. Everyone else just fades away. Everyone just disappears. His dad looks at him. The trunk falls away, reveals his face. It's handsome, it's rugged, it's manly, it's everything that every man wishes they could be deep down inside. The kind of man that could fell an entire force with just one fucking swoop of an axe. The kind of man that can land any single fucking lady in the world. And Kips is bewildered. And he has to ask, "Dad, why did you do this? Why did you disfigure yourself in such a way that it left you this weirdly grotesque thing?" And his father looks at him dead in the eye. No warmth in his voice. Nothing. Ooh, I don't want that. Don't want that. Want that. And there's just something demanding about his presence. His father looks him right in the eye and says, Kipper, I'm going to tell you 3 things that you're going to take with you for the rest of your journey. Number 1, my name is Bauer Longsteel. Number 2, within you is the strength and conviction to do anything you set your mind to. Anything at all. If you want to defeat a giant sentient burrito at a faraway Chipotle, then fucking A, you gotta go out there and you gotta get what you gotta get. Number 3, your mother didn't leave me because she was mad at me. Your mother left me because I cheated on her with her sister during her birthday, on our anniversary, in the guest room that's located right next to the kitchen where everyone was preparing the cake. This sinks in. Kips knows this is a lie. He wants to believe this is a lie. The truth just breaks him down even more. You cheated on Mom? He asks, a little bit of tremble in his voice. And all of a sudden, there's this slow, boiling anger. He knows it's a lie. He wants to believe it's a lie. It has to be a lie. And his dad smiles. He goes, yeah, son, it's true. I banged her sister. Banged her hard. She sung at an A flat. Kip's gonna believe this. His dad was joking about something this monumental, something he had kept from Kip's for years. How long? How long have you kept this secret? He asks. There's a broiling anger to his voice. There's this destructive urge slowly building up. His dad laughs. Boy, I've been keeping it from you since you were 3 years old. And it's at that moment that Kips launches forward. He raises his arm, ready to just beat the living shit out of his dad. He gets within 4 inches of it. 4. He's this close. There's an anger in his eyes. His fist is raised. There's a grit in his voice. You monster! He screams. How could you do this? How could you do that to Mom? His dad just smiles. You know, son, you're kind of a big idiot. Your mom was a big idiot. Hell, her whole side of the family was a bunch of big idiots. It's at that point that he's just about to deck him. He's just about to smash his head on for all the shit that he's pulled. When his dad just drops dead of a heart attack. Right there. He was bluffing the whole entire time. He wanted this. He wanted Kips to end him before his own body failed him. Before time and time alone took him away. There was something that broke even more deep inside Kips. He didn't even know what to say. He was filled with anger and rage and at the same time shock and sadness. His dad's on the ground, body heaving, eyes filled with fear of this was how he was going to go. Kips goes down, grabs his old man, puts an arm underneath his head, and he just begs his dad, tell me it was a lie. Just tell me it was a lie. Tell me that it was a story you made up just to get me riled up, so that way I would have to do what I had to do to get further. His dad only smiles. It was... And he fades. He just fades away. Was it a lie or was it the truth? Was it a lie or was it the truth? Nothing else mattered. It just crushed him. The not knowing for certain whether what his dad told him was the truth or not. Bauer had eaten healthy, exercised regularly. Hell, he was a picture of fitness. Even his doctors couldn't explain it. Jove, Jiku, and Sadface, they all go to comfort him, offer their condolences. We're so sorry. We're so sorry, Kips, is all Sadface can say. Jove breaks down crying. Even before Kips does. It was ironic. He couldn't have been lying. He knew what was happening, and he held out for as long as possible. He wanted to see you one last time. He held out for you, Kips. Joel says, his voice cracking just a little bit. Jiku, he's devastated. He doesn't even know what to say. The only thing he can't say is the only thing that's been on his mind the whole entire time. It feels wrong. It feels like if they deserted Kip's father right now, so soon after he passed, without giving him a proper burial, that they would be desecrating the memory of the man who raised Kips to be the leader he is. It takes them a couple of days to sort out the details of the funeral, to make sure everything's in proper order. But the service was nice. Everyone had great things to say about Bauer Longsteel. And it was Kip's turn to go up there, go up to the podium. All of his friends, his family were there. And at that moment, he felt so alone to be standing next to the man who told him either a lie or a truth. To say something that horrible moments before he passed away. It just ruptured him. Kip slowly stands up. His feet feel like anvils against the carpeted floor. He walks up the aisle, each step echoing in his mind. Thump, 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 thump. The echoes getting louder and slower the closer he got, till it seemed like forever between. He wanted to turn tail and run. He wanted to break away from this madness that was enveloping his life, to run away in a hole somewhere and hide. He turned back to his friends. Joel, nodding sincerely to urge him onwards. Jiku giving him a thumbs up, saying, "Be brave. Be yourself. Say what's on your mind. It's just you and us." Sad face. She's torn. So Kips gets up, stands behind the podium, looks at the open casket, and says the perfect thing that it's the only thing he can say. He clears his throat, takes a deep breath, and says his piece. Bauer Longsteel was the epitome, the epitome of the male ideal form. He was strong, charismatic, wonderful, a loving father, a devoted husband, at least for as long as the two were married. And he taught me a few things growing up. The first being, always believe in yourself. Push forward. The second being, never microwave an iPhone trying to recharge the battery. That's just common sense. Dad, Bauer, he always had a sense of humor about him. An air like he was always 5 steps ahead of you, no matter how fast you ran, no matter how well you prepared. A lump formed in Kips's throat. Something broke within him, a well. His voice started to tremble. My dad ended his life telling me that Mom didn't leave him because there wasn't any love between them. He told me that she left him because he cheated on her. His last words to me were, "It was," and then he faded. Where does that leave me? For a man who, for all the world, for all the time that he had, touted honesty, truth, perseverance, justice, good over evil, kindness over cruelty. Where does that leave me? Thank you all for coming today. I know that were he still alive, he'd be right up here, cracking open a beer, smiling, telling stories about how he and Uncle Tim used to go deep into the forest and fight bears. How they would take the old beat-up 4x4 and go dune running. how they would stay up till the crack ass of dawn just to watch the sunrise. Or go out to the lake, whatever the fuck, and just stare at the fish as they would jump into the air. They would also shoot the crap out of the fish, but you know what, it was a beautiful sight. There were a few giggles here and there. Kip spent another couple of minutes talking. There wasn't any destination to the words he was saying. He just kept going. He kept going until there wasn't anything left to say. Till he was empty inside. Till whatever train of thought he had rode this monologue and finally ended. And when it ended, he couldn't hold back the tears anymore. He broke down. He started crying. He turned to the casket which held his dad, who in his last moments went down fighting, or almost fighting. He turned to him. His dad, prepared wonderfully in the finest suit, his hair combed just so. His dad looked like he was just asleep. Kip said, "Dad, should I perish on this way, on my journey, just know that you and I, as soon as I get up there, we're going to finish that fight. And you're going to tell me the truth. I love you. I'll miss you. Rest in peace." The auditorium was silent as Kipps walked from behind the podium back to his seat with his friends. There was silence. The following day, they went up to the cemetery and watched the casket be lowered into the ground. He stayed behind to help the gravedigger fill up the plot, tamp it down, and stayed even longer after that to just meditate on his final moments with his dad. Unbeknownst to him, a car pulled up. Out stepped a man in a trench coat, a wide-brimmed brown fedora, dark sunglasses. His movements were sinister, almost stalking in a way, predatory. He walked up behind the man, who was still deep in mourning over his father, tapped him on the shoulder, said, "Kipps Longsteel," in a threatening tone of voice. Kipps didn't respond. He knew what was going on. He just didn't want to pay any more attention to it. Again, the man in the trench coat tapped him on the shoulder, this time a little bit harder. "Kipps Longsteel." Kipps turned around. There was an anger in his eyes, an anger that had never been felt before by him. He turned around, a snarl in his tone. "What do you want? Can't you see that I'm mourning my father? Can't you leave me alone for 1 second? Do I always have to push forward for you assholes? I just lost my father. You have the gall to show your face up here after what you put him through? He signed on for $20 and a pack of cigarettes. And then he died. He died of a heart attack, right as I was about to end him. And this is what you do? And the man in the trench coat just laughs, smiles. Your father was a worthless piece of shit. And Kip's just fucking decks him. He crawls over him. He bears down on him. He growls, "You will never speak of my father ever again. Do you understand me?" The man in the trench coat just laughs and laughs, almost mocking the memory of his father. Again, your dad was a worthless slob. He came begging to us. He was $20 short and needed a pack of smokes. And all we wanted in return was for you to get riled up. Kips, in a fit of rage, screams, raises his fist, and follows through on the action that he hesitated on with his father. The man's head just explodes, but it just reforms. The laughter continues, 4 feet away from his father's grave. I will, Kips leans forward. I will fight the Legendary Burrito. I will defeat him. And when this is all over, if I am still alive, I'm coming for you next. Do you understand me? And the man in the trench coat removes his hat, still on the ground, still laughing. I'd like to see you try, Kips. After all, I'm Floral Black. I'll be waiting for you. And with that, Floral Black just disappears in a puff of smoke. Laughter still echoing in the air. It fades away into silence. Kips is all alone. Rage built up in his heart, a new determination filling him. Sad Face runs up to him, gives him a hug, wondering, what's going on? What's going on? Who was that? Kip says, it was just an old friend. It was an old friend. Formerly. Come on, we've got to go. Jove! Who's the next evil bastard we gotta take? Jove looks at his list. Barbara Streisand. Shit! Can't believe fucking Barbara Streisand is one of the evil bastards too. Why, do you like Barbara Streisand? Jove asks. Kip shakes his head. No, nah. She was my mom's favorite artist. Come on. How long? Jove looks at the map. She's in Indiana right now, just after a concert. We gotta go now. We'll be there in about 5 days. Just enough time, Kip says. They all pile into the car. Engine turns over, roars to life, and they drive away down the road. Thank you for watching part 4. And as always, time for the outro. See ya.
Thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me that I have such a supporting and awesome fan base such as yourself. So if you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I will see you like a beast in the next video. Peace! Thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me that I have such a supporting and awesome fan base such as yourself. So if you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I will see you like a beast in the next video. Peace!